Hello and welcome back to the wonderful world of Paragon. Very recently I made a video showing you some cool and useful tips and tricks you can use universally or even on some specific characters. It went down pretty well, but it was very beginner friendly. Today I'm doing some more tricks that will be a little bit more advanced compared. My hope is that we progress more and more each time I come back to make one of these, to the point where the tips and tricks are very high level. So let's start with a super simple one. Murdoch's Shotgun Blast is usually used in between your auto attacks to pump out a bit more damage and of course shred the energy armor off your target so that you can hurt them more. But did you know that you can use it on a tower so that you can kill it faster? It makes complete sense, right? This wasn't something I even considered until recently, so shout out to Ace for the tip on the last video. Next, we have Faye's Bramble Patch ability. It has good damage and is a great slow, which can be crucial to landing that sweet kill, but make it sweeter. You can use this ability from the low ground in many spots. The roots will simply shoot up and over the terrain, and if you place it right and at the correct time, it can be devastating and very unexpected. It has a huge range, so it's easy to do at a safe distance and can make for some really effective and good ganks. Now we move to a universal tip. Blocking. At lower levels, this is something many players just don't consider, but something I've seen missed at higher levels as well. And the concept is simple. Physically block and get in the way of the target who is trying to escape, and you will create a wall that they must go around. If you then understand player movement well, you can predict which way that target is going to try and get around you, and completely stop them in their tracks. It's like a snare anyone can use on anyone if done right. Work with your team and entrap people. It's not only useful, but also hilarious. And it does work better when you're playing on bigger characters like the tanks. Howitzer is one of the highest skill cap characters in the game for many reasons. There's tons of tips that I'm going to be able to give for this fella, but let's start with just a few. Firstly, a simple one. You can use his ultimate to gain a height advantage, seeing what you could not before. If you hold onto the ulti, you can hover in the air for quite some time, but if you press a direction while you're up there, you'll even dash that way, which is great for escapes or even chases. Secondly, you can use your Q to hover in the air, giving you more airtime away from melees, but you can even dodge many abilities like this. Check out me avoiding a Feng Mao ultimate while hovering in the air above him. And third, knockbacks can cancel ultimates. Howitzer has a sick knockback with his mine, so use it wisely. Break ultimates, knock enemies away or into towers, knock yourself to safety, use it smartly. Greystone has a leap that goes further than that of Dekka's jump and about as high. You can chase and escape with this all over the map. Obvious examples would be for sudden ganks or dropping down a ledge to then jump back up again while leaving your chasers in your dust. A less obvious example is similar to that of how I dodged Feng Mao's ultimate as Howitzer. If you're in the air like a Kalari jump, you don't take damage from many abilities. Watch as I throw a Gideon rock on this Greystone, but he uses jump to avoid the damage. Even though he was still technically in my circle, he didn't take damage because he was in the air. It's an extremely useful leap, which is probably why it has such a long cooldown. Speaking of leaps, Chimera's leap is so crazy strong. Sure, it has a root, but what we care about here is the tiny stun that occurs when you leap to a target. It's a mini stun that won't do much at face value, but the key is in the timing. Stuns interrupt abilities and stuns interrupt ultimates. So time it right and cancel those key enemy abilities to save you and your team while dishing out insane damage. You need to look further than just using it to chase, and you'll be a great Chimera in no time. And finally, my last tip of the day regards Black Buff. Black Buff deals damage to structures. A common misunderstanding is that it should go to a carry because they're going to do more damage with it, but it actually works as a damage over time effect, or a dot, so that anyone can use it. Use that to your advantage by tagging a tower with it and watch the thing burn. Very good for sudden pushes, even when you don't have minions. Alright guys, that's all there is for today. I hope you enjoyed the tips and tricks that I offered for you today. If you liked it or found it helpful, let me know with a comment or a like. And of course, please share any tips or tricks that you have that are like this that I may have missed or not talked about yet. You could end up helping someone in the comments, or you could even see that tip and a shout out in a future video. Oh, and don't forget to come check out my streams on Twitch. I'm a whitelisted Paragon streamer, so Paragon bot shows up to give out prizes all the time. These are usually skins, rep, coins, boosts, and more. Other than that, the stream's pretty fun, so do come join us. The link is in the description, so hit follow.